Beijing is drowning. Days of non-stop rain have turned China's capital into a city fighting for survival. Rivers have burst their banks, mountain streams have become raging torrents, and entire neighborhoods have disappeared beneath muddy water. This flood didn't just destroy roads and homes, it pushed the entire city to its breaking point. In the northern and western districts, everything changed overnight. Where there were once streets, markets, and farmland, now lie massive lakes of brown water stretching as far as the eye can see. Trees, fences, even power lines, gone beneath the flood. Families stood helpless, watching as their homes were swallowed whole by the relentless surge. The hardest-hit regions were Mentugu and Yanqing, areas surrounded by mountains and reservoirs. Water rushed down the hills with terrifying speed, filling valleys within minutes.
Елени ты, Светивлас.
Dikes gave way, villages vanished, crops were wiped out, farm machinery buried deep in thick mud, livestock swept away like driftwood. Months, even years, of hard work disappeared overnight. For Beijing, this wasn't just another storm. It was a brutal reminder of nature's power and how quickly everything can change. The streets were torn apart, roads cracked open, railways twisted like broken wires, and highways that once pulsed with traffic now lay silent under murky floodwater. Massive trucks and city buses stood abandoned in waist-deep water. Underground tunnels turned into flooded chambers, completely cutting off access between neighborhoods. In just a few hours, the flood had carved new rivers right through the heart of the city. Power grids collapsed under the storm's weight. Entire substations were swallowed by the rising water, plunging neighborhoods into darkness. Cell towers stopped working, and communication lines went dead. In some areas, the only way people could reach each other was through loudspeakers and handwritten messages, because their phones were useless. The city's industrial hubs took a massive hit too. Factories, warehouses, and shipping centers were left in ruins. Costly machinery rusted beyond repair, and entire shipments meant for export were soaked and destroyed. Production lines came to a grinding halt, forcing countless small businesses to shut down, some indefinitely. The economic losses were rising by the hour. Modern neighborhoods, built for convenience but not for chaos, faced nature's full wrath. Storm drains overflowed, manholes burst open, and the city's underground drainage system completely reversed its flow. Everywhere you looked, the water kept rising, turning a thriving city into a silent, waterlogged wasteland. This wasn't just a flood. It was a reminder of how fragile even the most advanced cities can be when nature decides to fight back. Residents stood by in disbelief as the floodwaters kept rising, inch by inch, swallowing everything in their path. Basements and apartment buildings filled with filthy water, wiping out heating systems and storage spaces. Parking lots turned into giant pools filled with floating trash and debris. In some neighborhoods, rescue teams had to use small boats just to reach trapped families and bring them food and supplies. Cleanup crews worked non-stop, pumping out the water and trying to clear the roads. When the flood finally receded, the city looked like a war zone. Thick layers of mud covered walls, sidewalks, and stairways. Everywhere you looked, broken furniture, ruined books, and piles of destroyed belongings, each piece telling a story of what was lost. But even in the middle of all that destruction, people refused to give up. Neighbors came together, determined to rebuild what the storm had taken. Authorities worked quickly to bring life back to the city. Engineers shored up weakened embankments, reopened tunnels, and deployed massive pumps to drain the flooded districts. Thousands of workers labored day and night, hauling out mud, clearing rubble, and restoring power and water lines. Slowly but surely, the city began to breathe again. transportation networks came back online, and little by little, hope returned to the streets that had once been underwater. Railway crews worked tirelessly, checking every inch of track, replacing damaged sections, and making sure trains could run safely again. Highways slowly reopened, one lane at a time, and city buses began to roll through the streets once more. Everywhere you looked, you could see the same message: the people of Beijing weren't giving up. It was like an unspoken promise shared by millions. This city will not be defeated by the storm. But experts warned, while roads and rails can be repaired, nature heals at its own pace. Rivers had carved new paths, washing soil into wetlands. Reservoirs were thick with mud and debris, and farmlands that once fed thousands were now too soaked and damaged to grow anything. This kind of recovery, they said, isn't measured in weeks, but in years. The storm left behind destruction, yes, but also lessons. Nature showed its strength, reminding everyone just how powerful it can be. Yet the people, they showed something even stronger: resilience. In the quiet after the chaos, the capital began to breathe again. Bruised, muddy, but unbroken. Thanks for watching Extreme Earthstrike 360, where we bring you the real stories behind nature's most powerful moments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to tap the bell icon so you never miss a clear and accurate weather report. Some of the footage in this video is used for illustration and may not show the exact event described. See you in the next one. Stay aware, stay prepared, stay safe.